All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the continuing education class Beyond the Basics. I'm Katie, and I'll be your host for these classes. You are fortunate that you did not tune in live tonight because I had all kinds of computer difficulties. The video, the PowerPoint presentation, it was just a hot mess. So you are getting the edited version, thankfully, hopefully without any snafus. So we're going to go ahead and get started. How this is going to work is I'm going to present these classes in the middle somewhere. I'm going to have some code word or phrase that you will be responsible to email whomever you invited you to this class. So that might be myself, or it might be Jesse, or Sharon, or Amy. So my leaders, whoever you report to, whoever you are under, that would be your person. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen and my PowerPoint here. So let me get this all set to go. So hopefully you should be seeing Take Your Education Beyond the Basics, Continuing Your Education Series, classes 1 through 8. This is the first class. And my PowerPoint does not want to cooperate. There we go. Okay, so class number 1, Essential Oil Foundations. So some of these things are a little bit repetitive to those of you that have been using your oils for some time, but they're still foundations, and everybody is kind of coming into this on a little different timeline. So I'm just going to start from the beginning and go from there. So just bear with me. So the first thing is understanding how to use your oils. So we are concerned with how we're going to use them. So the nice thing about doTERRA is they're labeled for use. I have a bottle of On Guard here, and on the side, I know this will be in reverse, but it says supplement facts. On all those bottles that have supplement facts, you know that those are safe to take internally. The other fun thing is in your product guide on pages 9 and 29, you'll find a quick reference chart, and it tells you how they can be used. The number one thing with using oils and the safety concerns are the skin sensitivity. So that means that normally maybe you would, if you're sensitive to it, you would get maybe a little bumpy red rash of some sort. Not anything fatal, but might be a little bit concerning, but it's your body telling you that these oils are a little bit strong for you. The other primary concern is to keep them out of your eyes, your ear canal, and your nose. So every once in a while, accidents happen for all types of reasons, but if you should get oils in your eyes, your ear, or your nose, and it is uncomfortable, then you should just use some coconut oil. And I've even just put it in my eye. I've squirted my fractionated coconut oil in my eye and then use the clean cloth to wipe it out. Same would go if you got it up your nose or in your ear and you were feeling discomfort. So here's the key to the chart that you will find on page 9 and 29 of your product guide. The application method, A, for it can be used aromatically, that's in a diffuser, maybe putting a few drops in your hands, rubbing it together, doing this where you're inhaling, you're breathing it in, inhaling slowly. T for topical, that's on your skin. I means it can be used internally, and that's where I showed you that supplement fact. So sometimes you can just put it under your tongue if it's not something that's really strong. If it is something like oregano, you want to put it in a capsule because it would be really uncomfortable and unpleasant in your mouth. I have a funny story to tell you about oregano in a minute. So skin sensitivity, it'll tell you on that quick reference chart if the oils can be used neat, which means topical without dilution. So neat, you open them up, put a few drops on, right on your skin, no problem, no worries. S is for sensitive. means for young or sensitive skin, like for babies, and sometimes the elderly have thinner skin, more delicate skin. So those are ones that you would proceed with caution. And then the D is dilute before applying topically. So you are to dilute with the carrier oil, not water. So one of the things that happened to me was I accidentally took oregano under my tongue without knowing. It was dark yesterday morning, and I got up. I was had to be out of the house, and I had one light on because I didn't want to wake anybody up. And then I accidentally, so with my frankincense that I use under my tongue, and I usually use copaiba, well, instead of copaiba, I had oregano. And it took me a few seconds for my brain to understand what exactly was happening in my mouth. And then I pretty much freaked out because it was disgusting and terrible. And I didn't know what to do in this moment of panic. So of course, I reached for my water, start chugging it. And then I realized that what I know about oils is that water does not dilute them. Water actually often, it does, instead of neutralizing the oils, it actually drives it in further. So I then regained my sense of just my wits, and I reached for a jar of coconut oil that I keep in my kitchen cabinet. So of course, the tab was still on it, so I'm trying to get that open, not to panic. I feel like I'm dying. It's burning, and I just dig in with my finger and start rubbing it around in my mouth. At this point, it's already down my throat, so then I kind of swallow it, and then I take another different finger and scoop it in, and then I tried to rinse with the coconut oil. The coconut oil calms everything down. It's a great neutralizer. I swallowed it, and then I started trying to eat something so it would take the horrendous taste out of my mouth. I lived, then I realized that I had a great boost to my immune system, and all was well, but you better believe it, this morning when I put it under my tongue, I checked 3 times to make sure I had the right thing. So the takeaway is water is not going to help neutralize oils, only oil will. And if you don't have coconut oil, you could use olive oil. There are several other carrier oils that people use. So here's an example of dilution ratios. Dilution ratios, there's nothing magic about it. I honestly never get this precise. I usually put a squirt of coconut oil in the palm of my hand, and I put a drop or 2 and then use it as I need it. These oils are considered hotter. If they're hotter, you can apply them to the bottom of your feet, and it's kind of considered the safest area, and you really can't go wrong. So if you're putting oregano on, typically you put it on the bottom of your feet. Same with cinnamon, clove, thyme, and cassia. And I'm not a numbers person, so like I said, just a little puddle and a drop or 2, especially if you're using on a baby. You wouldn't use these hot oils, but maybe on older children, and you would just use 1 drop. So when in doubt, just dilute. Fractionated coconut oil is all natural. It readily absorbs into the skin. It's a great barrier. It doesn't clog the pores. It's actually in its own right just a great treatment for your skin. It's not greasy, and it's colorless, odorless, and it will not go rancid. So this is something fun. When you make a blend of your own and you pour in that fractionated coconut oil, it's actually helping to preserve it. So fractionated coconut oil has similar characteristics as an essential oil, and it has benefits in and of itself. And so it helps support normal inflammatory response from your body. So it's all around just awesome. So there are the oils, again, that you should be diluting. Some people think when you're diluting them that you're taking away the effectiveness, which is not the case at all. It actually helps the oils stay on your skin and drive them in rather than them being light and lifting off. It helps you cover a larger area, surface area. Let's say, your legs are feeling a little tired and you want to use some Aroma Touch, which is the massage blend. Well, if you put a couple drops on and you're trying to cover the whole bottom of your leg from your knee down, it's going to take, that's not going to go very far. So typically I'll put a little puddle of coconut oil, a couple drops of oil, and then I'm good to go to cover a large surface area. So don't feel like diluting your oils are diluting the effectiveness, because that is not the case at all. Okay, so we're going to talk about why plants. So plants are, when we say plants, we're talking about where we're getting our oils from. So in a plant, essential oils perform many functions. And if we're thinking about a plant, it has these oils for a reason, and these are the functions, how they function. It regulates plant growth, it regulates plant metabolism, functions as the plant's enzymes, and builds the plant's immune system. So when a plant is cut, it produces an oleogum resin, which initiates healing in the plant. So it's an action that comes out in the form of a volatile oil, gum, and resin. So when we cut ourselves, our body intuitively starts healing. And the same is for a plant. So if you think about that oil in the plant that causes that reaction, we're getting the benefits of some of those as well. So it's promoting healing and maintaining balance in our body. So essential oils are smart. It is amazing the way that God made them to be intuitive and to work with our body. So they absorb into our skin and body systems quickly. So within 20 minutes, they are all over every single part of our body. They're very fast acting. They promote proper cell defense and integrity, both inside and outside of the cells. Some ward off environmental and seasonal threats. So if you think about an oil of, let's say, a leaf and how it's has to repel environmental and seasonal threats, we also reap the benefits of that, that intuitive part of that plant. So while others promote healthy circulation and enhance mood. So we're going to look at a plant and where the oils are coming from. So they can be, the oils can come from the flowering part of the plant. They can come from the citrus or the berries, the leaves, the twigs, the bark and the wood, the resin, which is scraped from the bark and the wood, and seeds and roots. So we're going to go through and talk about all 8 of these in the oils that go into these categories, which are pretty neat. Okay, so citrus oils. First up are the citrus and berry oils. So bergamot, grapefruit, lemon, lime, wild orange, black pepper, and juniper berry. So the neat thing about these citrus oils is that they're cleansing, they're strengthening, they're invigorating, they're refreshing, uplifting, and energizing. So flower oils are great for emotions, skin, and hair. These are not flower oils. Oh my goodness. The citrus oils, excuse me. These are good for uplifting your mood. Bergamot, grapefruit, lemon, lime, wild orange. These are ones that are photosensitive. So meaning if you're going out into the summer sun, like we're enjoying now, in these warm summer days, you need to be aware if you're going out and you've applied these oils to some place that would be exposed to the sun, that you need to apply sunscreen or stay out of direct sun for an extended period of time. That doesn't mean if you're walking your dog and you're in and out of shade, but if you're out gardening for an hour or two, you're on the soccer field, you're playing a round of golf, you're lounging by the pool, you can possibly get a burn. Let's see. So the fun thing about the citrus and berry oils is that they act as an antiseptic, they're calming, they're an antioxidant, and they're antimicrobial, which is why we use citrus oils to clean with. That's really fun. So we're going to feature bergamot here. Bergamot is a lovely oil. Some of its benefits are that it helps with your self-confidence. If maybe you have an important meeting coming up or a presentation, you're hosting an online oils class and you need some confidence, bergamot is wonderful for that. It's citrus, it's a little spice, and it has a little floral to it. It comes from the rind of the peel, and it's very calming and soothing. You can also apply it to skin while showering, and you can inhale deeply. Then again, you get the calming and the skin benefits as well. If you see down here on the bottom where my cursor is, that it's aromatic, you can use it topically, internally, and it's considered sensitive. I feel like it's sensitive more for sun, not just in normal everyday use, but everybody's body is different. So the fun thing about the oils that are featured on this presentation is that they have a little tip here at the bottom, and so you can make a mojito with lime and bergamot and peppermint. So let me know if you try that. That sounds pretty fun. Okay, so the flowering oils are up next: clary sage, clove, geranium, helichrysum, jasmine, lavender, Roman chamomile, rose, rosemary, and ylang ylang. So these tend to be light and airy, fresh, kind of a delicate scent. They are anti-inflammatory in nature. They're considered a relaxant, an antihistamine, and regenerative. So if you know these things about this class of flowering oils, it helps you to just get that broad sense of how to use them. So maybe if you don't know exactly in that moment or that situation the one or two particular oils that would be best, you can know that it's anti-inflammatory, it's an antihistamine. So if you have some sort of reaction to something, you could take lavender under your tongue, and it has those properties. Or it's a relaxant, so if you want to uplift your mood and feel calm, you can choose some of those. Some of my personal favorites are jasmine and ylang ylang. I really enjoy the smell of those, but it's a personal thing. Everybody has a different nose for oils, so you find what makes you happy. The oil that is showcased here is helichrysum. So if you attended my first aid class, we talked a lot about helichrysum. One of the things is it's used for skin. It's also great for wounds, for bleeding, to maintain healthy nerve function, also for to promote liver health, as well as its topical properties, which are to reduce the appearance of blemishes. It helps regenerate your skin, and if you had a wound, that would be a wonderful one to try. So there's a little tip at the bottom on how to make a moisturizing sun cream. Typically these come from the doTERRA blog, which has a lot of fun stuff on there if you'd like to do some DIY projects with your oils. Okay, so we're moving on to the leaf oils. So leaf, basil, cilantro, cypress, eucalyptus, lemongrass, marjoram, melaleuca, melissa, oregano, patchouli, peppermint, spearmint, thyme, and wintergreen. So the fun thing about the leaf oils is that they have antiseptic properties and insecticide. And if you think about a leaf and how it's trying to protect itself from insects, it seems more natural to think of those as being an insecticide. So those in some homemade repellent recipes, you would find lemongrass and peppermint in those as well. The other thing that the leaf oils are known for is they're anti-inflammatory. They're an analgesic, so that means they're good for any discomfort. Antibacterial and antimicrobial. So Melaleuca is the one that I said in the first aid class was a really great disinfectant. A lot of cleaning products have eucalyptus in them as well. So those tend to be uplifting and fresh. So let's see. The feature on that is marjoram. Marjoram has a warm, herbaceous, woody scent to it. It's sourced from Hungary, and it's, of course, coming from the leaf of a plant. It's known for its calming properties, positive effect on the nervous system. You can add it to a soothing massage blend for targeting tired, stressed muscles, promotes healthy immune function, may promote healthy cardiovascular system function. It's also good to help promote restful sleep and relaxation. It also supports just muscles. If you had you strained your muscle, that would be good for that. If you have those, let's see, if you had head tension or any kind of respiratory issue, and it supports healthy pancreas function too. So it's a really awesome oil. So the other thing about this is that you can use oils for cooking. I don't really talk about that very often, and quite honestly, I use them just occasionally, and that's something that I'd really like to learn more about. A few times I've used them because I didn't have something, and I really was forced to use them. It's just not my comfort level. But on the bottom here, you'll see an essential oil tip, and it says, use in your next recipe that calls for dried marjoram. Usually 1 drop of essential oil is equivalent to 2 teaspoons of dried herbs. So here's a tip. If you don't need 2 teaspoons of dried herbs, then you could take a toothpick, you pop the top off, and then you just dip it in, and then you dip that into your dish and kind of swirl it around. So you're not getting a full drop, but merely just a little hint of that, so it doesn't overpower your dish or whatever you're making. Next up are the twig oils. So the twig oils are the firs. So it's listed Douglas fir, petitgrain, and white fir. So white fir is kind of like on the endangered species list because doTERRA has replaced it with Siberian fir, and the people that have white fir left are probably hoarding it because when it's gone, at least for a while. So when I talk about the fir oils, a lot of times I use Siberian fir because it comes in a big 15 milliliter bottle, and I love the smell of it. So the fir oils are antiseptic, they're sedative. They can also be used as an expectorant and an analgesic. So for any kind of discomfort. They tend to be strengthening and energizing in nature. So that's fun. So we're going to click over here to the white fir. This is kind of obsolete since it's on its way out. But all the fir oils can be applied after strenuous activity. You can diffuse them for an energizing effect and to reduce stress. And it evokes feelings of stability, energy, and empowerment. A while ago, back maybe in January, February, we threw our live Christmas tree out in the yard to dry out so we could burn it. And I came up the driveway and I'm standing by it. And all of a sudden, I just felt myself exhale. And then I realized that this dead Christmas tree had this wonderful aroma to it. And it felt so calming and peaceful. So I love to diffuse fir oils, especially Siberian fir, during all throughout the year. And I usually do 3 drops of Siberian fir with 3 drops of grapefruit or citrus oil, because those two are uplifting and calming all at the same time. So you should try that if you haven't. Let's see. So the next category of oils comes from bark and wood oils. So we have arbor vitae. Arbor vitae is called the tree of life. Birch and cassia, cedarwood, cinnamon, and sandalwood. The fun thing about these oils is they have a very distinct smell. Sometimes people think they smell warm, some exotic, especially sandalwood. Sandalwood is not my favorite. I don't know. I would much prefer cedarwood or arbor vitae to sandalwood, but a lot of people find that very relaxing aroma. So the woods oils help prevent formation of mucus in the body. They're regenerative. They're relaxant and they're an analgesic, so it helps with any of that discomfort. The one that's featured today is sandalwood, and it's obviously coming from the wood part of the plant. It's woody, dry, and sweet. There is also a Hawaiian sandalwood, so this one says it's Indian sandalwood, but doTERRA also has Hawaiian sandalwood. And if you ask me the difference of them, I'm honestly going to have to look that up because I'm not quite sure. Some of the key benefits is that it promotes healthy looking, smooth skin and reduces the appearance of skin imperfections. So if you had some facial lotion or something, you could add a couple drops of sandalwood to help smooth out your complexion. It enhances mood. It's frequently used in meditation for its grounding and uplifting properties. Apply 1 or 2 drops to wet hair to help restore moisture and give hair a silky shine. The funny thing about essential oils is people hear the word oil in there and they think, oh gosh, it must be greasy. But once you start using oils, you see that they're really not greasy or oily at all, and they absorb very quickly, which is really nice. So don't freak out if you want to try putting sandalwood in your hair, because it actually would not leave it greasy. So you can use it aromatically, topically, or internally. It can be used neat, so no dilution necessary. So there's another fun little recipe there at the bottom using shea butter and coconut oil and fractionated coconut oil, the sandalwood, peppermint, and melaleuca essential oil. So it's shaving cream. That's a pretty fun thing. And if DIYs are your thing, you should try it out. You'll notice down here, the doTERRAblog.com. Go there to find all kinds of really cool ways to use your oils. All right, number 6 are rhizome and root oil. So this is ginger, spikenard, vetiver, and these are grounding. So when you think about where these are on the plant, they're in the earth. So they function as oils that will ground you, will balance you, help you feel strength and stable, gives you self-confidence, and that goes for the ginger, the spikenard, and the vetiver. One thing that I really like about vetiver is let me tell you here. So it's very sweet, it's woody, caramel, smoky. It's sourced from Haiti. It is really great to promote a restful, peaceful sleep. So that's one of those oils you could put in your diffuser. You could even put it in a capsule and take it internally if that's something that you struggle with. After a day of standing, you can apply to feet as part of a soothing massage. It's calming, grounding effect on the emotions. And if you're traveling for business or relaxation, you could take 2 drops of vetiver with lemon in a capsule for immune supporting properties. At the bottom, it says you could add 1 or 2 drops to tea or hot drinks during wintertime to promote immunity. I tend to not really like the flavor of oils. I mentioned that I take copaiba and frankincense every day under my tongue. That's to help with those occasional anxious feelings. But the only kind of oils I really prefer are the citrus oils. So if you try that, you let me know how that tastes. And the benefits, I'm sure, are many. Let's see. So those root oils are neuroprotective. That means they protect nerve cells. They calm nerves, they act as a sedative, and they protect nerve cells against damage. So that's one really amazing use for them, and it stimulates your immune system. Resin oil. So this is frankincense and myrrh. So the resin comes from the outside of the tree bark, and it supports healthy immune response, healthy immune system, healthy skin, and it calms emotions. So this helps with regenerating new cells for any discomfort or inflammation. It acts as an antidepressant, and it protects your cells against mutations. So the fun thing about frankincense is that it is commonly known as the king of oils. And if you are watching this recorded, this is the key phrase or word that you need to email or text to the person that you are under that invited you to this series, and tell them that frankincense is the king of oils. That way you will get credit for tuning in to this recording. So again, frankincense is the king of oils, is your get out of jail free card. The fun thing about frankincense is it's the one that I said, if I was stranded on a desert island and I got to pick one oil, frankincense would be it. Its properties, its just job description just keeps going on and on, for skin, for mood, for your brain especially. So that's one that I really would not want to live without. Myrrh is our feature today, and myrrh is, like they brought baby Jesus, frankincense and myrrh. It is useful because it has powerful cleansing properties, especially for the mouth and throat. So if you were coming down with something and you had a lot of discomfort in your throat and you felt like you were just not feeling well, I would take some myrrh and apply that to the outside of my neck here. And you could use it neat, which means you don't need dilution, but it's a little bit thicker. And I like to put a few drops of coconut oil with that. It just helps it go on better. And I just like that smooth glide. So it's also great. It's soothing to the skin. So it promotes a smooth, youthful looking complexion. It promotes emotional balance and well-being. It has a fun little blog cuticle cream, which would be really neat. Shea butter, beeswax, fractionated coconut oil, and 7 drops of myrrh for homemade cuticle cream. That's pretty neat. The last category are the seed oils. So that's cardamom, coriander, and fennel. These oils support healthy liver function, supports the reproductive system, hormone support, digestive support. They're also known to be anti-inflammatory. So one thing that I Googled when I was preparing for this class is about seed oils and how they provide hormone support. And there was a lot of information on the internet. So if that's something that you struggle with, you should do your own search or message me, and I can talk to you about that, but that's pretty neat. So fennel is also interesting. It can be used for several different things. So fennel helps, you can take it internally to promote healthy digestion. It may help promote healthy metabolic liver function and circulation, may help support the health of lungs and the respiratory tract, and apply to skin for calming, soothing effect. So if you are a mama and you have a new baby and you're concerned about your milk supply, if you're struggling in that area, that is one that will help support you in that area. The other thing is for nausea, and if your baby is a little bit fussy, you could try some fennel for that. Fennel's not one of my favorites. It has a licorice smell to it, and that's just not my bag, but a lot of people find that to be really pleasing. So the essential oil tip there at the bottom says, take a drop of fennel in water or tea to help fight sweet tooth cravings. So that would be the same if you had some little digestive upset. You could put it in water or tea for the same reasons. This is the last category here tonight that I'm going to cover, but I wanted to mention before we wrap this up about the Loyalty Rewards Program. So the Loyalty Rewards Program is completely optional. It's free to join. You can do it. You can opt in at any time. And it is a way that doTERRA rewards loyal customers. So you get free stuff. That is the bottom line, free stuff. And the longer that you're a member, the more free stuff that they give you. So when you start off, in the first month to the third month, you get 10%. So every product that doTERRA has a PV, or a points value, associated with it. For oils, that is a $1 per point correlation. For the other supplements and the other like spa or beauty products, it's not the same. You can see your product guide for that comparison. So if you'll see here at the bottom on this chart, to maintain your LRP reward points, you just have to purchase something worth 1 PV. If you want to earn points and increase your percentage, like these months 4 to 6, and you're going to move up and move up and move up, then you will want to make sure you are purchasing at least 50 points. Now, 50 points, you have to make sure what you're ordering to make sure that that adds up. So if you would like to, if you'd like to earn an income with doTERRA, get your oils paid for, have a business, in order to be eligible for commissions, you have to spend 100 PV. You have to be a part of the Loyalty Rewards program. And really fun, I take advantage of this every month, is the Free Product of the Month Club. And that's for orders placed before the 15th of the month. And you would have your order at 125 PV or greater. And they do a new product every month, which is really exciting. You never know what it is until the first. So every first of the month, I feel like it's Christmas. I wake up and can't wait to check my email to see what they have available. So the way that it works is, let's say you ordered 100 PV worth of product. And so initially, if you just opted in, you get 10% back. So from that 100 PV order, you would get $10 or 10 points put into your bank. And the other fun thing down here is that when you're shipping, when you're a part of the LRP program, you're shipping, you get shipping points. So let's say you picked the 2-day shipping for $11.99. You still have to pay that $11.99, but they put, doTERRA puts 12 points in your bank. So you got 10 points for your 100 PV order, plus another 12 for your shipping. So really, in my mind, that's maybe even a little bit better than free shipping, because you get free stuff. They add up very quickly, and once you get up here like I have, you get 30% back, which adds up in a flash. It's really exciting, especially if you're getting your free product of the month and spending 125 PV. If you have questions about that, you can message me if you'd like to get started with that program. Talk to me or the person that invited you to this class, and we will get you set up. You can stop it at any time. If, however, you decide not to do it, the only thing is if you decide, oh, that was not the best decision, and no, I really do want to order this stuff regularly, then you have to start back over at the 10%, which is just really sad. So it's a great program, and I love free stuff. So our next Zoom is going to be on August 15th at 7 p.m. That is for Daily Vitality. That's the topic. If you tune in live and are able to make it live, we're going to have a drawing for some free goodies. So if you can make it next time, put that on your calendar so that you can have a chance to win. By the end of this series, if you've completed all of the classes, then you may be eligible, or you will be eligible for a free doTERRA pedal diffuser, which is almost a $50 value. So super fun. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to text or email that secret code, the frankincense is the king of oils, or something similar, to the person that invited you to this class. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for spending time with me, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.